how to use the auto bed leveling that is built into the firmware. So first off, we want to heat the bed up to operating temperatures. So if you're printing with PLA, you're going to go into prepare and go down and go ahead and start preheating for PLA and select PLA. Now if you're the default settings for PLA are 60 degrees on the bed and 200 degrees at the nozzle. A lot of the PLA that I use, like Inland from Micro Center and several others, brands from Amazon, their recommended temperatures are usually around 210 to 220. So I want to make sure that I'm giving myself the best opportunity for good bed leveling. So I'm going to go back in and go down to Control and go to Temperature, go to Nozzle, and I'm going to raise that up to 215. Okay. And you always want to start with your bed turned off, or with your fans turned off. You just want to let everything heat up. Okay, so 6 degrees on the bed. It's heating up to 215. I'm going to go ahead and start my bed leveling. So now I'm going to go into Prepare and scroll down to Bed Leveling. Now first it's going to do a home, or I'm sorry, here, choose Bed Leveling and hit there. And it's going to home the X, Y, and Z. And it's going to say click to begin. So right now it's at the home position. Click to begin, and it jumps to first location. Now you can use a piece of printer paper. I use a feeler gauge, one of the metal like spark plug gaps, and the size I use is the 0.152 millimeter, or the 006 Imperial. And just like when you're leveling your bed with the knobs, you're going to go in under the tip, and you see here that I can't even get under, so I'm going to dial up my my Z at this point, and I'm going to raise it. That is negative, so it's going down. So I'm going to hit plus to go up, and let's gauge it. Still needs to go more. I'll go up till I have a gap. Now it goes up in very small increments, which is exactly what you want, so that you can really get it dialed in. Almost there. There we go. Now I have no resistance at all right now. So I'll bring it down 2 clicks. Just barely touching. Go down 2 clicks. A little bit of resistance now. 1 more click. And if you're using your paper, you're going to be feeling for the same thing. Looking for just a little bit of resistance. Alright, that feels good right there. So once I have, you'll see that I had to add significant on this one. So then I'm going to hit the button, and it jumps to the next position. Trust me, this is a lot easier with 2 hands. I have good resistance there, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it again. Okay, that one is a little soft, so I'm going to lower it. So you can do this in 2 ways. You can lower it by using the Z offset, or you can change your dials, but I would not change the bed geometry at all. Once you've leveled all four corners of your bed and you go to the bed building mesh, I would just let the Z offset do that for each point. So now as you click it, you'll see that it's going to jump to next points. Just continue doing the same thing. It's doing a grid of 5 by 5. And it's going to continue all the way along the bed and build this mesh. And I'm just going to fast forward through it because I'm not trying to print anything right now, but you're going to do those feeler gauges at each level and set your plus and minus for your mesh. And now it's finished. Leveling done. It's going to home again. Now when you get done with this, go to prepare, go all the way back out to your main screen, go to control, down to store settings, and you're not going to get any response, but if you click that store settings, it's storing your mesh, and unless you make changes to your hot bed or your heated bed, or really have to work hard to remove your part, you shouldn't need to redo the mesh for several prints. But it might be worth doing, just until you get familiar with it and once you get confident with your bed leveling. So that's how you use the auto bed leveling that's built into the Marlin firmware that's loaded on your printer.